Tune into Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
In the first test match of the ICC World Test Championship 4th series. Yes, on the opening day of the first cricket test match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, after winning the toss and opted to bat first, were 292 for the loss of 3 wickets at close of first day's play. Bangladesh start was not good. They lost their first wicket at 5, second at 39 and the third wicket at 45. But a brilliant 247 runs fourth wicket partnership between Najmul Shanto, the captain, and veteran Mushfiqur Rahim brought Bangladesh back into the game into a commanding position at close of first day's play with 292 runs on the board for the loss of just 3 wickets. Although the first session belongs to Sri Lanka, who captured 3 for 90 from 28 overs, but the last 2 sessions, second and the third session, belongs to Bangladesh. They haven't lost a wicket. In the second session, they scored 92 of 30 overs at a run rate of 3.07, and in the third and final session, they scored another 110 without any loss in 32 overs at a run rate of 3.44. Earlier electing to bat first, they lost their first wicket, the opener Anamul Haque in the 5th over, without scoring, although he faced 10 balls but could not open his account, and he was out without scoring, caught by Mendes off the bowling of Fernando. The second wicket at 39, 34 runs partnership for the second wicket, and the second man to go was Shadman Islam, the other opener in the 15th over, who could only score 14 of 53 balls, hitting 1-4, and he was caught by Dhananjaya De Silva off the bowling of Rathnayake. While 6 runs later, Anamul Haque departed, their third batsman in the 17th over, and Bangladesh were 45 for 3. Anamul made 29 of 33 balls, hitting 4 fours. He was caught by Dhananjaya De Silva off the bowling of Rathnayake. Najmul Shanto and Mushfiqur Rahim almost batted 74 overs without losing a wicket, and they both put on 247 runs for the fourth wicket unbroken partnership of 443 balls. Mushfiqur Rahim 105 of 186 balls, and Najmul Shanto 136 of 257 balls. Najmul Shanto and Mushfiqur Rahim centuries headlines Bangladesh Day of Dominance. It did not start off the way, with Bangladesh reduced to 45 for 3, but there was little joy for Sri Lanka thereafter. The first hour or so of the play on the opening day of Gold Test belonged to Sri Lanka, but after that, it was all Bangladesh, as Najmul Shanto and Mushfiqur Rahim struck centuries during an unbroken stand of 247 to seize control of day 1. By stumps, Shanto was unbeaten on 136 and had Mushfiqur Rahim right behind him on 105 not out. Seamer Milan Rathnayake was the most economical of Sri Lankan bowlers, his 12 overs going for just 19 runs. But the bulk of the overs were bowled by the spin pair of Parbat Jayasuriya and the debutant Tharindu Rathnayake. The wickets were split between Asitha Fernando and the debutant Tharindu, but once Shanto and Mushfiqur were set, Sri Lanka rarely caused them trouble. Winning the toss and opted to bat first is usually the obvious call in goal, but this time in particular, with conditions more favourable than usual for batters, Shanto was rightfully chuffed with the toss fell his way. That smile, though, had become closer to grimace when he stood at the non-striker end watching a third Bangladeshi batsman fall with not even 50 on the board. When Mushfiqur Rahim walked out to join him, Shanto himself had faced just 3 deliveries. It took him only until his 7th, though, to show that he would not be cowed by the situation, skipping down the track and smoking one back over Tharindu head. That set the tone, if not outright aggression, then at least resolute confidence. Tharindu Rathnayake had at that point been building up a head of steam. Anamul Haque had gone after him, but the spinner has the last laugh, and prior to that, he had removed opener Shadman Islam. Shanto, though, made it mission to put Tharindu off his rhythm. He would end this morning having struck better than run a ball against the spinner, and would continue to target him as a release valve of sorts. Throughout the day, of Shanto's 14 boundaries, 9 came of Tharindu. Tharindu eventually settled in and managed to bring down his economy rate, but Shanto and Mushfiqur continued steadily on the run rate, always hovering around 3 to 3.5 and over. This session counters reflect as much of 90 to 92 and 110. The last session might have been less after Sri Lanka began utilizing defensive lines for the first hour, but they got tired in the final hour and it allowed Bangladesh to tick along at nearly 4 and over that period. Bangladesh lost their first wicket with just 5 runs on the board and Anamul Haque was out without scoring, caught by Mendes off the bowling of Fernando. The second man was the other opener, Shadman Islam. In the 15th over, he made 14 of 53, caught by De Silva of Rathnayake, while the third wicket fell at 45, Mominul Haque. He made 29 of 33, caught by Dhananjaya of the bowling of Rathnayake. Then Najmul Shanto, the captain, remained unbeaten on 136 of 260 ball, hitting 14 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 52, and he was very well supported by the veteran Mushfiqur Rahim, who is unbeaten on 105 of 186 balls, hitting just 5 fours, and his strike rate was 56.45. Out of the 90 overs, Bangladesh scored 292 for 3 at a run rate of 3.24 runs per over. Only 24 fours and 1 6 were hit by Bangladeshi batsmen of the 90 overs. Looking at the Sri Lankan bowling attack, Asitha Fernando, 14 overs 2 made in 51 runs and 1 wicket. Milan Rathnayake, 12 overs 3 made in 19 runs and no wicket. Tharindu Rathnayake, the debutant, 32 overs 3 made in 124 runs and 2 wicket. Parbat Jayasuriya, 29 overs 86 runs and no wicket, while Dhananjaya De Silva, 3 overs 7 runs and no wicket. Bangladesh fourth wicket 50 partnership came of 84 balls between Najmul Shanto, who scored 26, and Mushfiqur Rahim equally contributed 24 runs. Bangladesh reached their 100 runs in the 32nd over. Najmul Shanto scored his 50 of 107, hitting 5 fours and 1 6, and the fourth wicket partnership of 100 came of 187. Najmul Shanto 50 and Mushfiqur Rahim contributed 49, while Mushfiqur Rahim reached his 50 of 84 balls, hitting just 3 fours, and Bangladesh reached 150 in the 49th over. The fourth wicket partnership of 150 came of 66 ball. Najmul Shanto 79 and Mushfiqur Rahim contributed 70. Then Bangladesh reached 200 in the 63rd over, and Najmul Shanto reaches 100 of 202 balls, hitting 11 fours and 1 6. And the fourth wicket partnership of 200 came of 365 balls. Najmul Shanto 104 and Mushfiqur Rahim contributed 90, while 250 came in the 79.3 overs in the 80th over, and the second new ball was taken. Mushfiqur Rahim reaches 100 of 176 ball, hitting 5 fours. At close of play, Bangladesh were 292 for 3 in 90 overs, with Najmul Shanto unbeaten on 36, along with Mushfiqur Rahim, who's also unbeaten on 105.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.